colors and formatting, working with the body section. Now we have explored the body section in some depth, working with header tags, working with the paragraph tag, editing the paragraph a bit by adding bolds and horizontal rules, just the basic editing techniques. Now I'm pretty sure in the back of your mind you've been thinking, when will I be changing any colors now? I want to add some background colors. Maybe you want to change your font, your size, center align it, left align it. Now this will all be happening during this activity. We will add a background color to the documents you see in front of you. I'm going to change the font of the words the Southern Club, and I'm going to add some interesting effects. But nothing fancy, don't freak out, just the normal basic editing. So enjoy. Now before we can actually start with that, let me introduce you to what you can expect to see. HTML style attributes. The style attribute specifies an inline style for an element. Now more appropriately, your experienced designers use an external style sheet to create a look for the HTML sheet, and that would refer to a different kind of coding language. But because we are still beginning and starting off with HTML, we will be using the inline style, which is the basic formatting. Now the purpose of styling would be to change background colors, fonts and font colors, font size, and alignment as well. The inline style attribute is most commonly added to body section tags. Now the reason for this is the body controls the content. Thus, the only options we can change would be body section tags. Now, as you can see in the example over here, the tags have been applied with a style attribute, but not both tags, only the opening tag. The closing tag remains the same. Now, the style attribute can contain sub-attributes that apply, for instance, fonts or basic colors or even size. Now, we'll get to that in the exercise soon enough. Something interesting and well important regarding colors within HTML code, colors can either be identified by name or a hex number. Now, your amateur coders will work with a hex number. It seems more professional and it's much more compatible with browsers. Where as you type in a name, it might not comply with the browser as easily. Now, I'm still guilty of using names. To get to know my codes would take me quite a while. So it's actually very well advised to get yourself a code sheet, a color name and color code sheet that you can have at your workstation at all times to access. As you can see in the example in front of you, let's take a look, for instance, at the word black. The hex number code for the word black is a hash with 6 zeros. Now every single color known to human has its own code value. Now, we can't get to know each and every one of them, but we can access them. They're easily accessible from the internet. I recommend you get your own little color sheet and have it near by you all the time. Now, in the exercise that's going to follow, I will use both a code and a normal name attribute for these colors. So I'll be doing some formatting to the document you see in front of you. It's a basic document containing one header section and one paragraph. You can create one for yourself or open a previous document that we've been working on. But make sure you've got some body elements that you can work from. Now I'm going to change the font of the Southern Club. I'm going to change the background color. I'm going to change the alignment. First things first, the first thing I want to do is change the background color to yellow. So the tag I'll be using is the body tag. The reason for this is the body tag controls the entire content. Thus, the entire content I want to apply with a background color. So, within the opening tag of the body container, I will add a style attribute. The format is very specific. Equals to, and between quotations, I will add the word background, colon, yellow, and as you can see, I'm using a name for the color yellow. And this is what I love about Notepad++. It's immediately color coding my style section, and I can immediately see that it's correct, highlighting the style attribute as yellow, leaving the body tag in its normal color state. Now this would be the correct format. If I quick save, let's take a look. There we go. The Southern Club, welcome to the best club in the Wild West, now has a yellow background. Now you can apply this also to your body tag Next up, I'll be editing the font of my header, the Southern Club. Now, I've quickly added a couple of fonts placed in this little notepad file over here. Most of your experienced designers know the names of the fonts that they've been working with for years. Now, I still don't know all my font names, so I always have a little list of my favorites that I can always use within my syntax. If you misspell the font's name, it won't be able to work on your document. So take a look at a couple of the fonts here. We've got Arial, Arial Black, Comic Sans, Cursive Comic Sans, Georgia, we've got Monaco 5, Lucida Grande. So you can choose any of these fonts for now, or you can stick to your normal Arial or any of the ones you know. Any fonts that you have downloaded to be applied to your Windows documents can be used as well. Now for the Southern Club, I'm going to add kind of like a Southern Nashville text. Now the text is actually called Nashville, and I will be applying it to the header 1 attribute. Alright, so I'm starting in my opening tag of my header section. Header 1, style. Once again, I'm using the same format here, equals to, and here comes the funny type of writing, font family. Now font family refers to, this is terminology or syntax for changing the font within HTML. Font family, colon, and of course the font I've downloaded for this exercise is Nashville. Now this won't be available to you. You can use any other kind of font, like for instance Arial. We can try Arial as well. I can replace this with Arial. Or if you have time to download Nashville, you'll see if we save and launch it in Internet Explorer, we'll see the Southern Club now has more of a southern western look to it, which is really great. Looks a bit better. Next, I'll be changing the font size of my subheading here, or actually my paragraph, welcome to the best club in the Wild West. So you can also change the font size of a paragraph. Within paragraph, I'll add style equals to font size, colon, and I'm working in points, as we always work in points when it comes to font size. I'm going to work with 20 point. And there we go. Once again, Notepad++ shows me that this is working correctly, identified by the yellow highlighted style and the paragraph still connecting to its container. If I run the Explorer, the text has become a little bit bigger. If I change that up, make that a 30 pt, the text is even bigger. So you can really play around with your font sizes. As long as you save after you've changed an attribute, you'll see it will update in the browser. So yes, more than one style can be added to a tag. For instance, I currently have the header, the Southern Club, so let's take a look at it. The Southern Club is currently in a black text, it's on a white background, and it's got a Nashville text. But what if I want to add some more attributes? Definitely possible. Now currently my attribute for the header 1 style is the font family Nashville. Now I want to make the color maroon, and I want to make the size really stand out. So I want to make it really big. So the first thing I'll add is the size. Now to continue within the style, I will add a semicolon that indicates the previous style is stopped and the next style can commence with it within the same style. So I'm going to add a font size, and the size should be 72 points, and there we go. Saved, and let's run the document. Once again, there we go. The text is very big and it already starts to look more like a website style than it did before. Now I'm also going to add a font color. Once again, semicolon, so I can commence to the next style. The next style would be a color. The color I will be adding is a hashtag value 800000. This indicates the color maroon. Only reason for that is because I remember it from looking at the chart. And there we go, the Southern Club in a more maroon color, and we've got a yellow background, and it's very big and it's already starting to look much better. So that's how you can add some styling attributes. You can add as many as you like, as long as you continue on with your semicolon to indicate the start of a new style. Always keep it in this format, and once again I recommend using Notepad++ so you can look at your color coding. It really does indicate if you did the right order or the right step. Now the final attribute I'll be adding is to align all the content in center. Now when I mention all the content, you should think I'm referring to the body tag now. So the body tag will have another attribute added to it. Currently it's got a background that is yellow, but I want also to center all the content within it. So I'm going to continue on my attributes, identifying the start of a new attribute, and I'm going to assign text, align, and I'm identifying center. Once that has been done, I'm going to quick save and launch my document. And there we go, perfectly aligned in the center. The document's already looking a lot more attractive than it did before. So those who don't have the Nashville font, I'm quickly going to demonstrate with the normal Arial black that is standard to most PCs. And I can replace that. And there we go. There we have Arial black instead of Nashville. So you can change and swap and change as much as you like. So a quick look at the attributes that were used in that exercise. We used a color attribute, style color, and identified by either a code or a name. Then font family, I used the Nashville text, and we also went to the Arial black. Either one could have been used. Font size, identified as 72 points. You can identify any amount of numbers that you would like to see your text as. And then of course finally text align. You can align it center, left, right, any way you would prefer between those. So play with your attributes and see what styling you can apply to your document. Download some fonts to see what kind of fonts you can use and really have fun with this.